Clarity is power. How to identify what you truly want. Written by Ronnie Rowland, published by Growth Literacy Lounge. Most people drift through life without ever stopping to ask themselves what they truly want. They chase goals that society tells them are important, follow paths that seem logical, and settle for what feels safe. Yet deep down, they feel a quiet dissatisfaction, an underlying sense that something is missing. The reason is simple: they lack clarity. Without clarity, life feels confusing, decisions become overwhelming, and success feels random instead of intentional. Clarity is power. When you are clear about what you want, everything changes. Your decisions become easier because you know what aligns with your vision. Your motivation increases because your actions have purpose. You stop wasting time on things that do not matter and focus on what truly moves you forward. Clarity gives you confidence. It removes hesitation and replaces it with conviction. Instead of wandering through life hoping for the best, you take control and create the future you desire. But clarity does not just appear on its own. It must be developed, refined, and strengthened. Many people wait for clarity before taking action, but in reality, clarity comes from action. It comes from asking the right questions, eliminating distractions, identifying core values, and aligning daily choices with long-term vision. It requires the courage to remove what no longer serves you and the discipline to pursue what truly excites you. This book is a guide to discovering that clarity. It will help you tune out external noise, question your assumptions, and define what success means to you. It will teach you how to overcome fear, trust your intuition, and take action even when uncertainty lingers. You will learn how to align your life with your deepest values, make decisions with confidence, and move forward with purpose. You do not need a perfect plan before you begin. You just need a willingness to explore, refine, and commit to the process. Clarity is not a destination, it is a way of living. The more you develop it, the more empowered you become. This is your opportunity to stop drifting and start designing a life that excites and fulfills you. The path to clarity begins now. Chapter 1. The Power of Clarity. Most people live their lives drifting, moving from one thing to another without a clear sense of purpose. They chase after goals that don't excite them, follow paths laid out by society, and settle into routines that leave them feeling empty. They mistake movement for progress and wonder why they feel unfulfilled despite working hard. The missing ingredient is clarity. Without it, decisions feel overwhelming, motivation fluctuates, and life becomes a series of obligations instead of an intentional journey. Clarity is not just about knowing what you want. It is about defining your vision so precisely that every choice, every action, and every effort aligns with a meaningful goal. When you have clarity, hesitation disappears. You don't waste energy second-guessing yourself or doubting your path. Instead, you move forward with conviction because you know exactly where you are headed. Life doesn't feel random anymore, it feels deliberate. Imagine being in a dense fog, trying to reach a destination without a map or a sense of direction. Every step is uncertain, and even the smallest obstacle feels like a major setback. Now, imagine that same journey with clear visibility. You see the path ahead, recognize potential challenges before they arise, and adjust accordingly. That is the difference clarity makes. It turns uncertainty into focus, confusion into certainty, and hesitation into bold action. Most people never take the time to get clear about what they truly want. They accept the default options given to them, whether it's a career, a lifestyle, or a belief system. They conform because it's easier than questioning everything they've been taught. But without clarity, success becomes accidental rather than intentional. Some may stumble into fulfilling careers or relationships, but most will feel as if something is missing without knowing what it is. Clarity allows you to take control of your own life. Instead of reacting to circumstances, you create them. Instead of hoping for better outcomes, you shape them. Without clarity, you rely on luck. With clarity, you rely on strategy. When you are crystal clear about what you want, the universe seems to align in your favor. You notice opportunities that were always there but previously invisible. Your brain filters information differently because you have given it a precise focus. The mind is a powerful tool, but it needs a target. Without one, it drifts aimlessly, picking up distractions along the way. One of the biggest reasons people lack clarity is fear. The moment you define what you truly want, you create the possibility of failure. If your desires remain vague, you can always tell yourself that you are figuring things out. But real clarity forces you to commit. It eliminates excuses. It demands action. That is why so many people resist it. They fear making the wrong choice, so they make none at all. But staying in a cycle of indecision is far worse than making a choice and adjusting as needed. Clarity simplifies life. It eliminates the unnecessary and highlights the essential. Instead of juggling countless options, you focus only on what aligns with your vision. This applies to every aspect of life: career, relationships, health, and personal growth. When you know what truly matters, saying no becomes easy. You no longer waste time on things that don't serve your purpose. You stop seeking validation from others because your path is your own. The journey to clarity begins with a simple decision to stop accepting uncertainty as a given. It is a choice to get intentional about your life instead of letting it unfold by default. Gaining clarity is not about having all the answers immediately. It is about committing to the process of self-discovery, refining your goals as you grow, and taking action, even when the path isn't perfectly clear. Every great achievement, every fulfilled life, and every lasting success begins with clarity. It is the foundation for everything that follows. Without it, progress is slow and uncertain. With it, every step is purposeful and aligned. If you want a life that excites and fulfills you, the first step is simple: get clear about what you truly want. Chapter 2. Breaking free from external influences. From the moment you are born, the world tells you who to be. Parents, teachers, media, and society create expectations about what success looks like, what kind of life you should strive for, and what is considered acceptable. These voices become so embedded in your mind that you rarely stop to ask if the desires you are chasing are truly your own. Instead of making choices based on internal truth, you make them based on external influence. This is why so many people feel lost even when they appear to have everything. When you live according to external influences, you rely on approval to validate your decisions. You choose a career that sounds impressive rather than one that excites you. You follow trends because they are popular, not because they resonate with you. You hesitate to pursue what you truly want because you fear judgment or rejection. In doing so, you become a product of external conditioning rather than an architect of your own life. The first step to clarity is removing the noise that keeps you from hearing your own voice. Distractions are everywhere. Social media constantly exposes you to curated versions of other people's lives, making you question if you are doing enough. Advertisements tell you what to buy, who to be, and how to live. Cultural expectations define what success, happiness, and achievement should look like. The more you absorb these influences, the harder it becomes to distinguish what is truly yours from what has been implanted in your mind by others. The fastest way to gain clarity is to create intentional space for self-reflection. This requires stepping away from constant input and allowing your thoughts to settle. Silence is powerful because it removes external interference, letting your true desires surface. Whether it is through journaling, walking in nature, or spending time in solitude, intentional stillness allows you to reconnect with yourself. It is in these quiet moments that your deepest truths begin to emerge. Most people resist solitude because they are afraid of what they might discover. When you strip away distractions, you are left alone with your thoughts. Fears, insecurities, and unresolved questions rise to the surface. This discomfort is why so many people avoid stillness. They keep themselves busy to drown out the uncertainty inside them. But real clarity requires facing these feelings, not running from them. What initially feels uncomfortable eventually becomes liberating, because it leads to genuine self-awareness. One of the most effective ways to break free from external influence is to question everything. Ask yourself why you believe what you believe. Are your goals truly yours, or were they handed to you by someone else? Are you pursuing a particular path because it excites you, or because it is expected of you? Many people spend years chasing things they never truly wanted, only to realize too late that they built a life on borrowed dreams. The sooner you begin questioning, the sooner you reclaim control over your direction. Letting go of external influence does not mean rejecting everything you have learned. It means filtering out what does not serve you while keeping what aligns with your values. There may be expectations from family, culture, or society that resonate with your true self. But you must be the one to decide, not blindly accept what has been given to you. The goal is not to rebel against everything, but to curate a life based on authenticity rather than obligation. The opinions of others will always exist, but they should not dictate your choices. Seeking approval is a losing game because no matter what you do, someone will always disapprove. When you base decisions on external validation, you will constantly shift to meet others' expectations, never fully satisfied. True fulfillment comes from knowing that your choices align with your own truth, regardless of what anyone else thinks. Releasing external influence is not a one-time decision, but an ongoing process. Every day you are bombarded with messages trying to shape your beliefs, desires, and identity. Staying clear requires consistent self-awareness and intentional detachment from the noise. It means reminding yourself regularly that your life is yours to define. Once you free yourself from external expectations, you create space for genuine clarity. Instead of feeling pulled in multiple directions, you become grounded in your own vision. Instead of making choices out of fear or obligation, you make them out of alignment with your true self. Breaking free is not easy, but it is necessary. When you stop letting the world tell you who to be, you finally become who you were meant to be. Chapter 3. Asking the right questions. Clarity does not come from wishful thinking or waiting for answers to appear. It comes from asking the right questions, the kind that force you to go beyond surface-level desires and uncover what truly matters. Most people never take the time to ask themselves what they really want. They assume they know, yet their actions reveal otherwise. They chase vague goals, feel restless despite achievements, and wonder why they lack fulfillment. The truth is, without deep self-inquiry, you will always be uncertain about your direction. The questions you ask yourself shape the life you create. If you only ask what you should do, you will get answers based on obligation, not passion. If you ask what is realistic, you will limit yourself before you even begin. But if you ask what excites you, what makes you feel alive, and what you would do if success were guaranteed, you will start uncovering the truth about your deepest desires. These are the questions that expose what is hidden beneath years of conditioning, fear, and doubt. One of the most revealing questions is, what would I do even if I wasn't paid for it? This removes financial incentives from the equation and forces you to consider what genuinely brings you joy. When money is not a factor, your true interests emerge. You begin to see what excites you on a deeper level, beyond career titles and external rewards. This question shifts your focus from what is practical to what is meaningful, helping you identify passions that may have been buried beneath years of responsibility. Another powerful question is, when do I feel most alive? Pay attention to the moments in your life when time disappears and you are completely immersed in what you are doing. These are the activities that bring you into a state of flow, where effort feels effortless and energy replaces exhaustion. This is where passion thrives. If you can identify these moments, you will gain valuable clues about what you are meant to pursue. Equally important is asking yourself, what do I envy in others? Envy is often seen as negative, but it can be a useful tool for self-discovery. When you feel a pang of jealousy, it is not just about what someone else has, it is about something within you that wants to be expressed. If you admire someone's career, lifestyle, or confidence, it may be because a part of you desires the same thing. Instead of suppressing envy, use it as a guide to understand what you secretly want. A question that reveals deeper clarity is, what am I willing to struggle for? Most people want success, happiness, and financial freedom, but few are willing to endure the challenges required to attain them. True passion is not just about enjoyment, it is about what you are willing to sacrifice for. If you find something you are willing to struggle for, something that excites you even when it is difficult, you have found a true calling. Sometimes clarity comes not from asking what you want but from asking what you don't want. Identifying what drains you, what feels forced, and what you dread doing can be just as valuable as identifying what excites you. If a particular environment, career, or routine makes you feel trapped, that is a clear sign it is not meant for you. Eliminating what does not align with you creates space for what does. The key to asking the right questions is to write your answers down without judgment. Let them flow freely without worrying if they make sense. Patterns will emerge, revealing truths you may not have seen before. The more honest you are, the clearer your answers will become. Clarity is not about finding a perfect answer but about uncovering what feels right. Your answers may evolve, and that is okay. Clarity is a process, not a one-time revelation. The more you refine your questions and pay attention to your answers, the more aligned your life becomes. If you want a life that truly excites you, start by asking the right questions. Chapter 4. Learning from what you don't want. Clarity is not just about knowing what excites you. Sometimes the fastest way to discover what you truly want is by identifying what you don't. People often chase goals that feel wrong, stay in environments that drain them, or pursue paths that leave them unfulfilled. They convince themselves that this is just how life is, but deep down, they feel something is missing. The problem is that they have not taken the time to eliminate what does not serve them. Most people ignore their discomfort. They push through jobs they hate, relationships that feel forced, and routines that exhaust them. They assume that dissatisfaction is normal, and that clarity comes only from searching for the perfect passion. But the truth is, knowing what you don't want is just as valuable as knowing what you do. Every negative experience, every frustration, and every moment of resistance is a clue. These are signals trying to show you the direction you should not take. Think about the things that drain your energy. What tasks feel like a burden? What environments make you feel small? What commitments make you feel trapped instead of excited? These are signs that you are forcing yourself into something that does not align with you. Your emotions are not random. If something consistently brings you stress, boredom, or frustration, it is worth questioning whether it belongs in your life. Some people struggle with this because they have been taught to endure rather than question. They believe that suffering is a necessary part of success, and that discomfort should be ignored. While challenges are part of growth, there is a difference between productive struggle and unnecessary misery. Pushing through meaningful work is different from enduring something that drains your soul. The challenge is knowing the difference. One of the best ways to gain clarity is to reflect on past experiences that made you feel disconnected. What jobs, relationships, or commitments felt like a mistake? What decisions led to regret? These moments are not failures, they are lessons. They show you exactly what does not fit into your life. Instead of seeing them as wasted time, see them as valuable insights. Every wrong turn helps you recognize the right path. Learning from what you don't want also means paying attention to your body. Stress, exhaustion, and frustration are not just mental states, they are physical reactions to misalignment. If a situation constantly drains you, your body will respond with tension, fatigue, or anxiety. These signals are often ignored, but they are some of the most honest forms of feedback you can receive. Listen to them. This process requires honesty. Many people stay in situations they dislike because they are afraid of change. They convince themselves that things are not that bad or that they should be grateful for what they have. But ignoring discomfort does not make it go away. The longer you tolerate what does not serve you, the more it prevents you from pursuing what does. Letting go of what you don't want does not mean having all the answers immediately. It simply means making space. You do not need to know exactly what you want before you start eliminating what does not align with you. The act of removing what feels wrong creates clarity by itself. It allows you to redirect your energy towards something better, even if you do not yet know what that is. This is a process of refining, not rushing. Clarity unfolds through elimination, through trial and error, and through the courage to let go of what is not right. The more you pay attention to what drains you, the clearer your true path becomes. Learning from what you don't want is not about dwelling on the negative but about using it as a guide toward a life that truly fits you. Chapter 5. The Role of Core Values. Clarity is not just about desires and goals, it is about alignment. You can chase success, wealth, and achievement, but if what you pursue does not align with your core values, it will always feel empty. People often set goals based on what seems impressive or what others expect from them. They assume that hitting milestones will bring fulfillment, yet something still feels off. That feeling comes from living out of alignment with what truly matters to them. Your core values are the foundation of your life. They shape your decisions, influence your emotions, and determine your level of satisfaction. When your actions align with your values, you experience a deep sense of purpose. When they do not, no amount of success will make you feel whole. Many people overlook this, believing that external accomplishments will compensate for inner misalignment. But fulfillment is not about what you achieve, it is about how closely your achievements reflect what you truly value. Defining your values requires self-reflection. Many people assume they know their values, but when asked to list them, they struggle. This is because most people never take the time to consciously define what matters most to them. Instead, they adopt values from their upbringing, their environment, or society's expectations. They assume these values are their own without questioning them. But true clarity comes from identifying what genuinely resonates with you, not what you have been conditioned to believe. A simple way to uncover your values is to ask yourself what drives your decisions. Do you prioritize freedom over stability, growth over comfort, integrity over convenience? Your values are revealed in the choices you make, especially in difficult situations. If you are unsure, look at the moments when you felt deeply fulfilled and those when you felt uneasy. The difference between the two is often alignment with your values. Another way to clarify your values is to examine what frustrates you. People get the most upset when something violates a core value. If dishonesty angers you, integrity is likely one of your values. If wasted potential bothers you, growth might be one. What frustrates you often highlights what you deeply care about. Recognizing this helps you gain clarity on what matters most. Once you identify your values, the next step is to align your life with them. This does not mean making instant changes. It means evaluating your current path and asking whether it reflects your deepest priorities. If a major part of your life contradicts your values, it may be time to reassess. The more aligned you are, the more fulfilled you will feel. Many people struggle with this because aligning with their values sometimes requires making difficult choices. It may mean changing careers, ending relationships, or redefining success. It requires courage to step away from what is expected and toward what is true for you. But the cost of ignoring your values is much higher. It leads to frustration, burnout, and a sense of emptiness that no external achievement can fill. Living in alignment with your values also makes decision-making easier. When you are unclear on your values, every choice feels complicated. You weigh options based on external factors, second-guess yourself, and fear making the wrong move. But when your values are clear, choices become obvious. You no longer waste energy debating paths that do not fit you. You simply ask, does this align with my values? And the answer guides your decision. Clarity is not just about knowing what you want. It is about ensuring that what you want aligns with who you are. Your values are the foundation of a fulfilling life. Without them, you may achieve success but never feel satisfied. With them, every step you take feels meaningful. The more aligned you are with your values, the clearer your path becomes. Chapter 6. Vision versus reality, finding alignment. Having a vision for your life is powerful, but a vision alone is not enough. Many people dream big but never take action because their vision feels too far from their current reality. They imagine a future where they are successful, fulfilled, and thriving, yet they struggle to bridge the gap between where they are and where they want to be. This disconnect creates frustration, self-doubt, and inaction. The key to turning vision into reality is alignment. Without it, even the clearest goals will remain out of reach. Alignment means making sure that your daily actions match the future you want to create. It requires you to be honest about whether your habits, decisions, and mindset support your goals. Many people set ambitious goals but continue making choices that contradict them. They want financial freedom but spend carelessly. They want to be healthier but avoid exercise. They want meaningful relationships but neglect real connection. Without alignment, no amount of vision will create results. The first step to finding alignment is assessing your current reality. Take an honest look at where you are in life. What aspects of your daily routine are moving you toward your vision, and what habits are holding you back? Clarity requires self-awareness. It is not about self-judgment but about recognizing where changes need to be made. You cannot build a different future while holding on to the same patterns that created your present. Once you have clarity on where you are, the next step is making small but meaningful adjustments. Many people think change has to be dramatic, but sustainable change comes from consistent, incremental shifts. If your vision is to be healthier, start with one habit, like drinking more water or walking daily. If your vision is to start a business, dedicate a small amount of time each day to learning or planning. The key is not perfection but progress. Every small step you take aligns you closer to your vision. Alignment also requires shifting your mindset. Many people believe they have to achieve success before they can feel confident, motivated, or fulfilled. They see clarity as something that comes after they have reached their goals. But the opposite is true. The clearer you are about who you want to become, the more you must embody that version of yourself now. If your vision is to be disciplined, act with discipline today. If your vision is to be confident, carry yourself with confidence now. Your future self is not someone separate from you. It is a reflection of the choices you make daily. Resistance often arises when trying to align vision with reality. Doubt, fear, and old habits will try to pull you back into familiar patterns. This is why many people stay stuck. They wait for the perfect moment, but the perfect moment never comes. Alignment is not about waiting until you feel ready. It is about taking action despite uncertainty. The more you act in alignment with your vision, the more natural it becomes. What once felt impossible starts to feel inevitable. Another reason alignment is challenging is because it sometimes requires letting go. Some relationships, environments, or routines that once felt comfortable may no longer support your growth. This can be difficult because change often involves loss. But clinging to what no longer serves you only keeps you stagnant. Growth requires space, and sometimes that means releasing what no longer fits. The clearer you are about where you are going, the easier it becomes to make those tough choices. Finding alignment between vision and reality is an ongoing process. Life is not static, and neither are you. Your goals may evolve and your circumstances may shift. The key is to remain adaptable while staying true to your core values. Alignment is not about rigidly following a plan, but about consistently choosing actions that move you forward. The clearer your vision, the more intentional you must be in aligning your reality with it. Every choice you make is either moving you closer to your vision or pulling you away from it. Clarity is not just about knowing what you want. It is about making sure your actions, habits, and mindset reflect the life you are working toward. When vision and reality align, success becomes a natural outcome rather than a distant dream. Chapter 7. Decision-making with confidence. Every day you make decisions that shape your future. Some are small, like what to eat or wear, while others determine the course of your life. Yet many people struggle with decision-making, trapped in cycles of hesitation and doubt. They overanalyze, second-guess themselves, and delay action because they fear making the wrong choice. The problem is not that they lack intelligence or ability. The problem is a lack of clarity. When you are unclear about what you truly want, every decision feels like a risk instead of a step forward. Confidence in decision-making comes from clarity. When you know your values, goals, and priorities, decisions become easier. You do not waste time debating options that do not align with your vision. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by choices, you quickly eliminate those that do not serve you. Clarity removes confusion and replaces it with certainty. The reason so many people struggle is that they have not defined what truly matters to them. Without this foundation, even the smallest decisions feel uncertain. One of the biggest mistakes people make is searching for perfect certainty before making a decision. They believe that if they just analyze enough, they will find a choice with no risks or downsides. But this search for absolute certainty leads to paralysis. In reality, no decision comes with guaranteed success. Every choice carries some level of uncertainty, but that does not mean you should avoid making one. The key to confident decision-making is trusting yourself to handle whatever outcome follows. The fear of making the wrong decision often comes from external influence. Many people hesitate because they worry about what others will think. They do not want to disappoint family, go against societal expectations, or take risks that others may criticize. But making choices based on external approval leads to regret. When you prioritize other people's opinions over your own clarity, you give away control of your life. Confident decision-making requires tuning out external noise and focusing on what aligns with you. Another reason people struggle with decisions is because they fear failure. They believe that making the wrong choice will lead to irreversible consequences. But in reality, most decisions are not permanent. If something does not work out, you can adjust, pivot, and learn from the experience. Success is not about avoiding mistakes, but about adapting when things do not go as planned. The most successful people are not those who make perfect choices, but those who make decisions quickly, learn from them, and keep moving forward. One effective way to make better decisions is to focus on long-term impact. Many people get stuck because they only consider how a decision will affect them in the moment. They choose comfort over growth, familiarity over challenge, and temporary relief over lasting fulfillment. But when you think beyond the present and ask how a decision will impact your future, you gain clarity. Will this choice bring you closer to the life you want, or will it keep you stuck? Looking at the bigger picture removes short-term emotions from the equation. Decision-making also improves when you take action. Many people wait for clarity before making a choice, but clarity often comes from taking the first step. The more you act, the more you learn. You gain feedback, adjust your approach, and refine your direction. Waiting for the perfect decision before taking action only delays progress. It is better to make a decision, learn from the results, and keep moving than to stay stuck in endless deliberation. Making confident decisions does not mean you will always get everything right. It means trusting yourself enough to choose, take action, and adjust when needed. Every decision, even the wrong ones, moves you forward. The only way to truly fail is to stay stuck in hesitation. When you embrace clarity, decisions become less about fear and more about progress. Confidence is not about knowing every answer, it is about believing in your ability to figure things out along the way. Chapter 8. Overcoming doubt and fear. Doubt and fear are the biggest obstacles to clarity. No matter how clear your vision is, these emotions will try to hold you back. They whisper that you are not ready, not capable, or not good enough. They convince you to hesitate, overthink, and avoid taking action. The problem is not that fear exists. Fear is a natural response to uncertainty. The problem is allowing it to control your choices. If you let fear dictate your actions, you will remain stuck, no matter how much clarity you have. Doubt arises when you question your ability to succeed. It makes you second-guess your decisions, worry about failure, and focus on worst-case scenarios. This happens because the brain is wired to protect you from risk. It prefers familiarity over the unknown, even when the unknown leads to growth. But the truth is, no one achieves clarity without stepping into discomfort. If you wait until you feel completely confident, you will never move forward. Confidence comes from action, not from endless thinking. Fear often disguises itself as practicality. It tells you to be realistic, to wait until the perfect time, or to gather more information before acting. But in reality, this is just another form of procrastination. Clarity does not come from overanalyzing. It comes from making a decision and adjusting along the way. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to take action. The only way to break free from doubt is to move forward despite it. One of the most powerful ways to overcome fear is to redefine failure. Most people fear failure because they see it as a reflection of their worth. They believe that if they fail, it means they are not capable. But failure is not a sign of incompetence, it is a sign of progress. Every mistake teaches a lesson. Every setback builds resilience. The most successful people are not those who never fail, but those who fail, learn, and keep going. If you shift your mindset to see failure as feedback, fear loses its power. Another way to silence doubt is to focus on small wins. Fear thrives when you look at the big picture and feel overwhelmed. When a goal seems too big, your mind creates excuses to avoid it. But when you break it down into small, manageable steps, fear fades. Instead of focusing on everything that could go wrong, focus on the next step you can take. Momentum builds confidence. The more small actions you take, the less fear controls you. Doubt often stems from comparing yourself to others. Social media, success stories, and external expectations create the illusion that everyone else has it figured out. But no one starts with complete clarity. Everyone struggles with uncertainty. The difference is that some people take action despite it, while others let it hold them back. The only comparison that matters is with your past self. If you are improving, learning, and growing, you are on the right path. Fear also loses power when you shift your focus from yourself to the impact you want to create. Many people hesitate because they worry about how they will be perceived. They fear judgment, rejection, or embarrassment. But when you focus on the bigger picture, how your actions can improve your life and help others, fear becomes secondary. Purpose is stronger than fear. The more you connect with why your goals matter, the easier it becomes to push past doubt. Overcoming fear does not mean eliminating it. Fear will always exist, but it does not have to control you. The key is to take action despite fear. The moment you do, you prove to yourself that fear is just an illusion. The more you act, the more your confidence grows. Fear shrinks when you face it. The only way to move forward is to stop waiting for fear to disappear and start acting in spite of it. Clarity is not the absence of doubt. It is the decision to move forward anyway. Chapter 9. Taking action, even small steps matter. Clarity without action is meaningless. Many people spend years searching for the perfect plan, waiting for the right moment, or hoping for complete certainty before taking action. But clarity is not something you find, it is something you create. The only way to gain real clarity is to take action, test your ideas, and adjust as you go. Thinking about your goals will not bring results. Only action turns vision into reality. One of the biggest myths about success is that you need to have everything figured out before you start. This belief keeps people stuck in overthinking and procrastination. They tell themselves they need more time, more skills, or more confidence before they can begin. But the truth is, action creates clarity. Every step you take reveals new insights, shows you what works, and helps refine your direction. You do not need a perfect plan, you just need to start. Small steps are powerful. Many people avoid taking action because they think change requires massive effort. They believe they need to quit their job, move to a new city, or make drastic life changes overnight. But sustainable success is built through consistent small actions. Every meaningful achievement starts with a simple step. Reading one book, making one connection, or dedicating 10 minutes a day to a goal may seem small, but over time, these small efforts compound into life-changing results. Taking action also builds confidence. Most people wait for confidence before they act, but confidence does not come first, action does. The more you do something, the more comfortable you become. Uncertainty fades with experience. The first step may feel intimidating, but once you start, momentum builds. Every small win reinforces your belief in yourself. The only way to become confident in anything is to take action before you feel ready. Fear often stops people from taking action. They worry about failure, rejection, or making mistakes. But inaction is the real failure. Doing nothing guarantees no progress, while taking action, even imperfectly, leads to growth. Mistakes are not setbacks, they are lessons. Every failure teaches something valuable, bringing you one step closer to success. If you reframe failure as learning, fear loses its power. One reason people avoid action is that they do not see immediate results. They expect instant progress, and when they do not get it, they lose motivation. But real change takes time. The most successful people are not the ones who make the biggest moves, they are the ones who keep going even when results are not immediate. Consistency is more important than intensity. A small step taken daily is more powerful than a big step taken once. Taking action does not mean making reckless decisions, it means being intentional about your next step, no matter how small. If you are unsure where to start, focus on something within your control. If you want to start a business, research your industry. If you want to improve your health, drink more water. If you want to switch careers, reach out to someone in your desired field. The key is to start moving instead of waiting for the perfect opportunity. Another common excuse for inaction is a lack of motivation. People wait until they feel inspired before taking action. But motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. The people who succeed are not the ones who always feel motivated, they are the ones who take action even when they do not feel like it. Discipline is more important than motivation. The more you take action, the less you rely on fleeting bursts of inspiration. Clarity deepens through action. The more you do, the more you learn about yourself, your strengths, and your interests. Thinking will only take you so far. Progress happens when you move. Waiting will not bring you closer to your goals, but taking action, even in small ways, will. The best way to create the future you want is to stop waiting and start doing. Chapter 10. Course correction. When clarity evolves. Clarity is not a one-time event. It is an ongoing process that evolves as you grow. Many people believe that once they define their goals, they should stick to them no matter what. But life is not static, and neither are you. What made sense a year ago may no longer align with who you are today. The key to lasting clarity is allowing yourself the flexibility to adjust while staying committed to forward progress. One of the biggest reasons people resist change is because they fear they are giving up. They convince themselves that changing direction means they failed. But adjusting your path is not failure, it is wisdom. The more experiences you gain, the better you understand yourself. What once seemed like the perfect path may no longer feel right. Instead of forcing yourself to follow a vision that no longer excites you, give yourself permission to course correct. Growth brings new perspectives. The person you were when you set your original goals had a different level of experience and awareness. As you take action, learn, and evolve, your understanding of what truly matters deepens. This is why reflection is crucial. If you never stop to assess your direction, you may continue chasing a goal that no longer fits you. Periodic self-check-ins ensure that you are still aligned with your values and desires. Fear often keeps people from course correcting. They worry about wasted time, effort, or resources. They think, I have already come this far, so I might as well keep going. But staying on the wrong path, simply because you started it, is a mistake. Time is not wasted if it taught you something valuable. Every step you took, even in the wrong direction, brought lessons that can guide your next move. The only real waste is refusing to change when you know you need to. Another reason people hesitate to adjust their course is external pressure. When you commit to a path, others expect you to follow through. Changing direction may bring criticism, confusion, or judgment. But no one else is living your life, you are. Staying true to yourself matters more than meeting others' expectations. Your clarity must come from within, not from seeking approval. Course correction does not mean abandoning everything. Sometimes small adjustments are all that is needed. If a career path no longer excites you, maybe you do not need to quit immediately. Perhaps a shift in focus or environment could help. If a relationship feels misaligned, maybe deeper communication can bring clarity before making drastic decisions. Not every change needs to be extreme. The key is to recognize when adjustments are necessary and take action before misalignment leads to frustration. One of the best ways to course correct effectively is to ask yourself the right questions. Does this still excite me? Does this align with my values? Am I continuing on this path because I truly want to, or because I am afraid to change? Honest answers will reveal whether you need to stay the course or make adjustments. If something no longer feels right, trust that feeling. Your intuition often senses misalignment before your mind fully acknowledges it. Course correction requires courage. It means admitting that what once worked may no longer serve you. It means making changes that others may not understand. It means trusting yourself enough to pivot when necessary. The fear of change is normal, but staying stuck is far more costly. Growth requires movement, and movement sometimes means changing direction. The goal is not to find a path and follow it blindly forever. The goal is to keep refining, learning, and evolving. Clarity is a process, not a destination. The more you embrace change, the more aligned you become. The more aligned you are, the more fulfilled you feel. True clarity is not about rigidly holding on to old plans. It is about having the courage to adjust when you know it is time. Chapter 11. The Power of Consistency. Clarity alone is not enough. Knowing what you want is the first step, but staying consistent is what turns vision into reality. Many people start with excitement and motivation, but they lose momentum when results do not come quickly. They expect progress to be immediate, and when it is not, they get discouraged. The truth is, success is not about big moments of inspiration. It is about small, repeated actions over time. Consistency is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Most people underestimate the power of daily habits. They believe that major changes require drastic action, but in reality, transformation happens through small, consistent efforts. Reading 10 pages a day leads to hundreds of books over a lifetime. Exercising for 15 minutes daily leads to significant health improvements. Writing 1 page a day leads to an entire book. These small actions seem insignificant in the moment, but they compound over time. Consistency is difficult because progress is not always visible. When you start something new, results take time. This is where most people give up. They expect immediate rewards, and when they do not see them, they assume their efforts are wasted. But the real impact of consistency is not seen in days or weeks, it is seen in months and years. Those who stay committed, even when progress seems slow, are the ones who succeed. One reason consistency is hard is because motivation fades. Many people rely on motivation to take action, but motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. If you only take action when you feel inspired, you will never achieve lasting success. The most successful people are not the most motivated, they are the most disciplined. They take action even when they do not feel like it. They show up every day, not because they are always excited, but because they understand the power of consistency. Creating structure makes consistency easier. When something is part of your daily routine, it requires less effort. If you have to decide every day whether or not to take action, you waste mental energy. But if your habits are built into your schedule, they become automatic. This is why routines are so powerful. They remove the need for decision-making and turn actions into habits. When something is a habit, you do it without questioning. Many people struggle with consistency because they set unrealistic expectations. They aim too high too soon, then get overwhelmed. They try to exercise for an hour daily, then quit after a week. They try to wake up at 5 a.m., then fail and give up. The key is to start small. Make it so easy that you cannot fail. Instead of reading for an hour, read for 5 minutes. Instead of writing a chapter, write a paragraph. Small wins build momentum, and momentum leads to lasting change. Another challenge with consistency is dealing with setbacks. No matter how committed you are, there will be days when you miss a step. The problem is not missing a day, the problem is letting one missed day turn into a missed week. The key is to recover quickly. If you fall off track, do not waste time feeling guilty. Just get back to it. The most consistent people are not perfect, they are resilient. They do not let small failures stop them, they simply begin again. The real power of consistency is that it builds identity. When you repeatedly take action, you prove to yourself that you are the type of person who follows through. Every time you keep a commitment to yourself, your confidence grows. You start to see yourself as disciplined, focused, and capable. This shift in identity makes success inevitable. Clarity gives you direction, but consistency gets you there. No matter how clear your vision is, it will remain a dream without repeated action. The most successful people are not those with the best ideas, they are those who take small, consistent steps every single day. Chapter 12. Living with Purpose. Clarity is not just about setting goals, it is about creating a life that feels deeply meaningful. Many people achieve success, but still feel empty because they were chasing goals that did not align with their true purpose. Living with purpose means knowing why you are doing what you do. It means waking up each day with a sense of direction and fulfillment. When you live with purpose, success is not just about external achievements, it is about feeling truly alive. Purpose is not something you find, it is something you create. Many people wait for a grand revelation, expecting their purpose to suddenly appear. But purpose does not come from thinking about it, it comes from action, experience, and self-discovery. The more you explore, learn, and grow, the clearer your purpose becomes. You do not need to have all the answers now. You just need to take steps that align with what excites and inspires you. One of the biggest misconceptions about purpose is that it has to be something extraordinary. People assume they need to change the world or achieve greatness to live with purpose. But purpose is not about being famous or successful, it is about doing something that matters to you. A teacher shaping young minds, an artist expressing creativity, a parent raising a loving family, these are all examples of purpose. The key is not the scale of your impact but the depth of your connection to what you do. Living with purpose requires self-awareness. Many people follow paths that were chosen for them by family, society, or circumstances. They chase what looks good on paper instead of what feels right in their hearts. To live with purpose, you must define success on your own terms. What makes you feel fulfilled? What excites you? What kind of impact do you want to have? The clearer you are about these answers, the more aligned your life becomes. Fear often holds people back from pursuing their purpose. They worry about failure, judgment, or uncertainty. But the cost of ignoring your purpose is far greater than the risk of pursuing it. A life lived without purpose leads to regret, dissatisfaction, and a constant feeling that something is missing. The people who live with the most fulfillment are not those who avoided risk, but those who embraced it in pursuit of what mattered to them. Taking action is the most important step in living with purpose. It is easy to get stuck in overthinking, waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect plan. But purpose is not found in endless planning, it is found in doing. Start small, explore your interests, try new experiences, pay attention to what energizes you. The more you take action, the more clarity you gain. Living with purpose does not mean life will always be easy. Challenges, setbacks, and obstacles will still arise. But when you are connected to something meaningful, those struggles become worth it. Instead of feeling drained by challenges, you feel motivated to push through them. Purpose gives you resilience. It turns obstacles into stepping stones and failures into lessons. Another key to living with purpose is surrounding yourself with the right people. The people you spend time with influence your mindset, motivation, and direction. If you are around people who doubt you, dismiss your dreams, or settle for mediocrity, their mindset will affect you. But if you surround yourself with those who inspire, support, and challenge you, your purpose will grow stronger. Choose your environment carefully. Ultimately, living with purpose is about making intentional choices. It is about choosing growth over comfort, passion over approval, and fulfillment over fear. It is about deciding that your life is worth living fully, not just going through the motions. Every day is an opportunity to move closer to your purpose. Every decision, no matter how small, shapes the life you are creating. Clarity is power, but purpose is what gives that power meaning. When you align clarity with purpose, you create a life that is not only successful but deeply fulfilling. The journey does not end here, it is just beginning. Take care, and be well.